Hello and welcome to my demo video. This is for the final year project of advanced web development. The topic of choice is a social media messaging app. The core features of the application are as follows. It has user authentication, it's got real-time messaging, and it's also got search, two types of search really. And so what I'm going to do in this video is sort of go through all the features and possibly at the end talk about some security aspects as well. So let's get started. Just double check I'm recording. Cool. Alrighty. And also I will simulate communication between two people as well. So if I just go ahead and start up the server. Cool. So this is the web page that a user is met with. This is sort of the landing page of the application. As you can see, pretty nice. It's got this nice chat placeholder here. This one doesn't actually work, it's just sort of here for illustrative purposes. But let's go ahead and log in. I've got various users already in the database, so let's go ahead and log in as user one. As you can see, there's various users here. User one was sort of my test user, if you will, throughout development, so they've got various existing conversations. So what I'm going to begin with first is showing the two types of search available. So the first type of search is the ability to go ahead and search for other existing users within the application sort of database. So we can do that by clicking this plus button over here, and yeah, this is the page you are met with. So if I go ahead and say type user 8 here, if there is a user 8, okay, there's no user 8. User 9, I should have a user 9. Cool, user 9 pops up. Interestingly, if I also do this, all the users do pop up with that sort of prefix, which is kind of nice. It's much better than having just the ability to search for exact strings and not have them sort of overlap. So yeah, those are all the existing users. And there's the ability for each of them to add them as a contact or just go ahead and chat with them, where you don't have to add them as a contact. If you do choose to add them as a contact, it sort of goes ahead and like redirects you to the chat interface. So if we go ahead and say, I don't know, add contact with user 6, you can see there's already an existing conversation with user 6 over here. So one cool thing I could do is, let's go ahead and actually demonstrate, well, I'll do that afterwards actually. I'll show communication between two users right after I show the other search feature. So the other search feature is over here, and that's the ability to search a user's own conversations for a given keyword. So if I say, hey, how's it going? There's a match here from user 4, and then as you can see, it redirects you right there and sort of highlights the message for you, showing the context within which that message was sent, the timestamp, and etc. etc. So that's really it there. Also, if I search for a very common word like hey, obviously you get all the possible matches there, of which there's quite a lot. This is sort of a very long message I sent once, just to sort of see how the application could deal with very large message sizes. So that's cool. Let's go ahead now and simulate real-time communication between two users. For that, I'm going to open up another session here. I can't just do another tab because unfortunately for Chrome and indeed like other browsers as well, like sort of like this one sort of shares one set of cookies for between like incognito and so incognito will have its own set of cookies and sort of the non-incognito one will have another set. So just by virtue of me opening up another tab, I can have another session. You could, if for the purposes, if you had a group chat, sort of change the middleware of the application such that you could have multiple sort of sessions as well. But given that I don't have group chats and it's simply one-to-one conversations, this suffices for now. So let me go ahead and log in as another user. For our purposes now, actually, let's sign up. Let's see if I can. No, actually, no. Let's sign up. Should be fine. User 15. It's just I have so many users. I don't want to reuse another username. So let's say user 14 doesn't exist. So let's create a password there. Cool. All right. So now you can see the alternative of when someone doesn't really have anybody like any existing conversations. So as before, we could press that plus button, or we could indeed press this link here, and then we can go ahead and search for user one. User one's over here, and then sort of like nothing's there because obviously this is a newly created user. Now let me open this side by side so you can sort of see the real-time messaging aspect of it. So yeah, cool. Let me go ahead and shoot user one a message. Let me just get rid of this. Let me say hi. We were logged in as user 14. Refresh the page for that. And yeah, we've got hi being sent there. But now that we have both chat windows sort of open, let's go ahead and do say hi. You can see user 14 is typing. And as soon as I says send it, you should see it from the perspective of user one as coming through instantaneously. So there we go, hi again. Hey there, user 14. Yeah, so you can see that. Cool. And obviously you have the sort of typing indicator there. As far as real-time communication demonstrations go, in the backend we have WebSockets in play to facilitate this, but I can show that sort of at the end of the video. So I think that concludes features. Other aspects, there's these security aspects. So obviously we can't just access another existing conversation, and it doesn't really tell you if it exists or if it's not found. It sort of makes it ambiguous because we don't really want to give you that information. Security was sort of approached sort of like with three lenses. So one for I'd sort of do three checks. One in the sort of like user facing side, and then also at the model level, but also in transit as well. So like from the WebSockets angle as well. So you can't really assume that malicious activity only happens through the like front end interface, because somebody could like sort of target the WebSockets directly. So we've got various tests for that as well. So I think that concludes the demonstration. And let me just finally show the logout button there. And we're back where we started. Thank you for watching.